Welcome back to Crown Chats and to a special holiday edition episode with our very first returning guest, who I am so honored to have back. She is beloved by fans and co-stars alike and radiates that Christmas cheer and joy all year round. Some may even call her a Christmas queen of sorts. She stars in the award-nominated show When Hope Calls and has dazzled us in many holiday favorite films over the years, including Toying for the Holidays, Crown Prince of Christmas, Joy for Christmas, Everything Christmas, Unwrapping Christmas, and her new movie, There's No Place Like Christmas, is playing now on Great American Family and streaming on PureFlix. Please join me in welcoming the incredibly talented and Crownie Award-winning Cindy Busby.
Oh, yay! And look, I'm wearing your amazing shirt.
Well, it's never looked better, so thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And
Yeah, I just had to because, like the beauty and the amazing stuff that you're doing for Toys for Tots is so great and important. So thank you.
yes, a little plug. You can try to look as gorgeous as Cindy is in this shirt, and all the proceeds of it, yes, are going to Toys for Tots, and hopefully we, as in myself and positively Brad, and
Yes,
Dressing Festive will be gifting them a check with many, many zeros. That is our goal. So thank
love
you
that.
for supporting our
Of
mission in
course.
that. Welcome back! I am so honored that you're my first returning guest, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. You were last on to discuss the premiere of season 2 of When Hope Calls, and since then, you've filmed an entirely new season, and you have a new Christmas movie, which of course, it wouldn't be Christmas without a new Cindy Christmas movie, let's be honest, and we'll discuss both of those in a bit. But another major milestone, you made your return to Heartland, Miss Ashley, or Hot Ash, as the fans call her. You are just the mega it girl right now, as you should be. So just tell us a little bit about the excitement you've had this year.
I mean, first of all, you're so lovely for saying all those things. I feel like I need to have you around me all the time, reminding me of all these beautiful things. No, it's been an amazing year. I feel so incredibly like fulfilled and joyful and just really connected to the things that I have been a part of. And, being back on Heartland just really, makes sense with all of that because it was such a crucial, massive part of my life. And it's something that really made a big difference in my career. And, to get to bring Ashley back to life was a little bit scary, but mostly just fun because I just got to hang out with my friends and what was once my family for, the beginning part of my 20s and has been ever since just a show that has blown up worldwide and so many of those fans have followed my career, which is so incredible. And we were talking about Christmas Con earlier. And, so many times I'll meet people at Christmas Con or any event, and the first thing they'll say is like, "Oh my gosh, we first met you. We love your movies, but we first met you on Heartland." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing." So like to know that there's like a crossover of worlds within everything that I do is just so wonderful for me. And you get to see all these families be able to sit down and watch things together, and it's like that for Heartland, and it's like that for When Hope Calls, and it's like that for my Christmas movies. And I think that that's like so special and important because that's something I used to do with my family growing up. And so it's been an amazing year. I just got home from shooting season 3 of When Hope Calls, and that was yeah, it was everything I could have asked for and more. The stories are even better than last year, and the characters are just as great, if not better. It like the whole time Chris Russell, my co-star, and I, we kept saying like, we don't want this to end. We don't want this to end. Like, we can't wait to go home and like, be at home and be with our husbands and wives and children and all that and all the things. But this moment in time, like we just didn't want it to end because it was so, so special. And the crew was like 10 out of 10. And the same thing with my Christmas movie this year. I just feel like so fun secret. A couple years ago, I really made kind of a like a prayer and a request from the universe and and God. And I was just like, I just want to work with incredible human beings on incredible projects that are just going to fill my cup. And that's all I care about. And it really is. And I want it to speak to people, but fundamentally, I just really want to work with great people. And I truly feel like my prayers have been answered because that's all I've received. And I just count my blessings, and there's never a moment I don't feel grateful for that. Um, and I think that, gratitude is reciprocated always, right? So like when you put it out into the world, you get more of it, etc. And I feel like this year has been one of those for me.
And that brings us to our first segment, which I call fangirling. This is where you and I are going to fangirl about something we both love, and something we have in common is our love, maybe obsession, with the Back to the Future franchise. So before we get into kind of the fun fangirly questions, first just tell everybody a little bit about what is it that made you fall in love with these movies?
Oh, wow. I actually ask myself that. I think a big part of it is nostalgia. Just it reminds me of my youth and the movies I used to watch with my dad. And then I think I've just always had a fascination with time travel. Like there's just something so interesting about what if this was different? How would that have a ripple effect like in our lives? And that was the first movie that I'd ever seen that really touched on that kind of subject matter. And then I just think it's a combination of like just the various characters and the different like times and universes and all those things. Yeah, I don't know why it just hits. Every time I watch it, it just hits. And you know what? A couple weeks ago, it was on AMC on television. And anytime it's on, I have to watch it. It doesn't matter if I've seen it
Yeah.
like 1,000 times. And it just works.
Yeah, every time. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Every-
Do you have a favorite scene, quote, or character?
Oh, wow. Um, I'm gonna say I think my favorite character is Biff. I just think, yeah, and I know he's like, he's the meanie and whatever, but I just think there's something. I just think first of all, he's an incredible actor,
Yeah.
and I think whether it's him in the 50s where he's not a nice guy, or when they change the past in the first one, and at the end of the movie he becomes like the guy who like cleans their car and like waxes their car. He like becomes this like really nice kind of like nerdy kind of guy, and he just
Yeah.
sells that so well. And then in the alternate universe in the second one where he's just like this the bigger version of like being a jerk that he would have been had he had money and power.
Hmm.
And I just think that he does all of those versions so well. And the third one, when he plays like, his ancestor of being the Mad Dog Tannen, and like,
Yeah.
I just think that is it's just like such a joy to be able to play different types of characters
Yeah.
in the same franchise, which is also something that I secretly love that I could do in a
Yeah.
project. Um, so Biff would be my favorite character. My favorite line would be like, um, I don't know. There's so many iconic lines, but I don't know. Maybe the line of like, Doc, are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean? Like, that's a good one. Or, oh my gosh. Uh, Oh, I can't even think of everything. There's just so I'm trying to think of like one that's not uh who do you think? The Libyans. I'm like I don't know. Yeah, there's so many good ones. There's so many good ones.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael J.
What's
Fox
your
is really
favorite?
great. Oh gosh. I love that you say Biff. He actually has have you seen he does stand up, and it's called the question song. So it's like all the common questions that he gets for Back to the Future. So he literally just answers them all in a song. Like if you haven't seen that, go YouTube it. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, please. Okay,
I
I
sadly
will.
know the whole thing by heart. So
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. Favorite quote? I don't know. I make a lot of jokes about flux capacitors all the time, so I
Oh
feel like
yeah.
it's probably even just something as simple as that. Um,
And then in terms of like scenes, I love the kind of just the general banter in the first movie between
Yeah.
George and Marty, just because
Yes.
they're just so good together, and there's so much heart in what they're doing. But even where he comes to visit him in the bedroom and he's like, I am Darth Vader.
Yeah, I am Darth Vader. I'm an extraterrestrial from the planet Vulcan.
Yeah, so that one I
He just
still
takes
laugh
like
out
a
loud.
mashes
Yeah,
up.
just
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
something
totally.
with that
Oh,
probably.
that's so good. Yeah, he's like, you're my what does he say?
Identity or something.
You're my density. I mean, my destiny. Like
Yes.
he's just so sweet.
Yes, pulls at your
Why
heart so
is
much.
just I could
Yeah.
literally, you know what, quite honestly, I could probably quote the movie like all day with you.
Right.
We could like have lunch and only answer each other in quotes.
Yes. That's a whole nother episode. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
For some anniversary. Well, speaking of that, you've also worked with Leah Thompson
I
in the
know.
past. And so for one, how did you keep your cool or composure with that? Or did you, I guess? Or like how long did you have to hold off until you like fangirled out in front of her? Like, oh my God, I love
Yeah.
Leah and everything.
Great question. So I found out, first of all, I found out that she was going to play my mom when I was at the costume fitting, because her photo was on the wall, and I was like, what? What is happening? So that was number one. So at least I found out when she wasn't around. So I had a moment
Yeah.
to just be like, excuse me, what's happening? So that was good. And then the first day I met her, like I don't want to say I was nervous, but I was excited and I guess nervous in a way where I didn't want to be disappointed. Like, when you look up to, like, not look up to someone, but you've really enjoyed someone's work,
Hmm.
and then you just really want them to meet your expectation, even though expectations are never a great thing, but we all have them. And so, but I met her and I swear she was absolutely incredible. Like the nicest person, so talented, so lovely. She like met every expectation I could have ever had. And I think it was day two. I let a whole day go by where I didn't say anything, but I was kind of just like tell me everything, but like without, she never mentioned it. And then I think we'd like bonded at that point, and I felt like I could open up, and I was like, "Hey, Leah, so I have something to tell you." And she was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Okay, so Back to the Future is my favorite movie of all time." And she was just like, "Oh my gosh." She's like, "I get it." She's like, "That time in my life was the absolute best. That movie changed my life." Like, she
Hmm.
was just so understanding and loving about it. And there was never a moment where she was like, "Okay, like weird." She was
Yeah.
just and then after that, she just kept telling me stories of like behind the scenes stuff about um, the all the like Crispin Glover, who, was like he's like a really interesting artist, like behind the scenes, right? Like he's kind of like I would definitely say like an artist where
Hmm.
he's certainly a different kind of guy. And just like the fun times and then the making of the second one, and I just was eating it all up, and it was just the best. And then we like went to the rap party and like we danced all night, and she was exactly what I like. If I were to write a movie about like someone meeting their idol, it would be this
Oh,
interaction. Like it was so cool. It was so cool.
you could write your own movie about that. Why
I
not?
could. What?
If you got to play a role in any of the Back to the Future films, who would it be?
Um, I think, oh gosh. I mean, listen, I don't think I could ever like replicate or do any of those characters justice in that. Like I think they're all the characters are perfection. But if I got an audition tomorrow about a movie called Back to the Future, which was never made before, this is the first time it's ever been made. I mean, realistically, I'd probably go out for either Jennifer or Lorraine Baines McFly. But I think playing the role of Biff would be so epic. I'm just gonna go with Biff. Although Marty McFly it's just such a great, they're all such great characters.
Yeah.
So great. And
I
the
was
fact
like,
that like there's
yeah.
so many iconic people in it, like Elijah Wood and what's his name? The guy from Titanic, the one who plays
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane. I was like Zane,
Yeah,
Billy
yeah.
Zane is in it. Like you're just like all of these
Right.
incredible people. Yeah, I guess Lorraine Baines.
I like that. But it was
Yeah.
funny because I have a little site of like, who would be your Biff? And I was like, who would be? I was
Oh,
already thinking ahead. Look at that. I could also see Christopher Russell in like the kind of plaid shirt with the vest on, like Marty's outfit for some reason, like that.
yeah.
Like I could also see him being George because he kind of has that like timid yet just kind of
Yeah.
charming delivery. So
Yeah, you're right.
somewhere he'd
Actually,
fit in
that's a
there.
really great line too that I love because you mentioned his vest. I was like, hey, kid, what did you do? Jump ship? What's
Yeah,
with the
that's
life
right.
preserver? I love that line.
If you had a DeLorean, what time period would you take it to?
Wow. Um, you know what? I don't know that I would. Like, I know that sounds like a really lame answer, but I don't think I would because I feel like there's certain things that we're meant to see and others that we're not. And I think everything that I've experienced is perfect for me. And if the only thing that comes to mind is maybe seeing what my parents, I guess, like kind of in the same vein of like seeing what
Yeah.
my parents were like when they were younger and or my grandparents, like getting to see them at a different time and them in a more like youthful way. That could be pretty cool.
Thing. See, I was wondering if there would be like a twist and actually they would actually somehow in the third movie go back to Brookfield and that would they would end up in When Hope Calls and then so technically you would have to play Mary Steenburgen in that one, but there's a
Right.
twist anyway. So
Oh, no one
that's
saw
how
it
we're
coming.
wrapping it all
I
together.
know.
Um,
I love that. That would be amazing. And yes, you're right. No
uh,
Mounties though.
no.
And that brings us to our very special portion of the show, in which I call a very Cindy Christmas.
So another thing we have in common, and this might be a little politically divisive for some people, so I do apologize to the audience. We are not fans of eggnog.
No, we are not. No eggnog for us. Sorry, not sorry.
No, exactly. Take that positively, Brad.
Yeah.
So therefore, though, when it comes to the holidays, like what are your preferred like beverages, treats? Like if Cindy's throwing a Christmas party, what is your Christmas spread?
Ooh. Like for drinks or for food?
Anything.
Oh, well, I do love a really nice like charcuterie night. So like cheeses and meats and like pickles and olives and crackers and homemade bruschetta or like things like that. Where like I love picking at food, like a chips, like that kind of thing. Where like you're eating slowly, but you're enjoying and my drink of choice, I mean, I love a good like herbal tea. I just think it's like really warm and soothing. I'm just not really into sweets very much, which is why I kind of I'm not really into hot chocolate or like I've had it when I was younger, obviously, or eggnog, but it's just like anything that's heavy like that is just not for me. And I mean, not that I'm advertising drinking per se, but I do love some wine. I just do. And that happens during the holidays.
And you're old enough to drink it, so you're fine.
That's right. That's
We're all
right.
good. We're all 21 and over, we're good.
Yeah, that's right.
What is your favorite Christmas tradition?
Oh, my favorite Christmas tradition is what my family does, we celebrate Christmas on December 24th. So that's when we like really do the big meal and we like typically open our gifts around midnight. Although we're starting to go a little bit earlier these days because we're all getting a little bit older. But I just love cooking with my mom if we happen to be together during the holidays. I love um I loved cooking with my grandmother, but unfortunately, she's no longer with us. But I feel like that closeness with my mom too, because she's inherited a lot of those recipes. So now we're like making them together and keeping that alive. And then just putting up a Christmas tree to me, it's like a very important ritual that like happens every year and it happens the same way. And I like it to be yeah, we actually put up our Christmas tree yesterday, and my husband was like, "Oh, well, like we'll put Christmas music on, but I'll put football on TV in the background." I was like, "Absolutely not. That's not how it works, honey. You know that." I was like, "We're putting on like some sort of like fireplace Christmas backdrop thing with Christmas music, and we're putting up the tree." And he was like, "Okay, okay," because he knows like how important and special that is for me. So yeah, the Christmas tree, and then of course the December 24th is really nice.
Does Susie have her own Christmas stocking?
She does. She does. She has a stocking and it has one of those like little like inserts where you can put a photo, and so she has her own photo on the stocking.
It's like our dog has one too. It just has like a
Yeah.
paw print and a W on it, so it's so cute. I
Yes.
was like, that's what dog moms do.
Yeah.
Favorite Christmas movie or TV special?
Um, my favorite Christmas movie has always been a Christmas story. There's just something about, that movie. It's funny, and the period aspect, and the idea of it being seen through a child's lens is so cool and nostalgic. I love that.
Mhm. Love that one. Have you ever taken or purchased set deck from one of your movies or any of your special holiday clothing?
Ooh, I have actually. I so in Everything Christmas. I took the ornament that she tries to bring to the tree in the town um after going through the whole movie trying to get there. So I actually kept that magical ornament. They allowed me to keep it, and I still have it, which was pretty cool. I do have one of the dresses from my latest Christmas movie. Yeah, There's No Place Like Christmas. I took that home with the hopes of probably like auctioning it off or something to give away to charity. I just haven't gotten around to doing that, but it's mostly, yeah. So typically, if I do take something from set, it'll usually be to like give away at some point, or because like as a memorabilia. But I'm not a big memorabilia from work kind of person. Like I took that Christmas ornament. I have the hot ash plate from Heartland. That is right on the wall right here in my office, and that is not going anywhere. But yeah, so that's kind of it.
I totally would have taken your red dress from Unwrapping Christmas, but I'm just saying.
I know. You know what? I should have taken that. You're right. I should have.
You have many, many lovely outfits that you've worn, but I always
I
think
know,
of
but that
that
one
one as
was extra
one.
special. Yeah, totally agree with you.
If you could spend Christmas anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Anywhere in the world. I mean, typically being at home in Montreal, it just means so much to me, to be around my family and be around that energy of like where I grew up, and they actually get snow, whereas where I live now, we don't. But otherwise, Chris and I, my husband, we spent Christmas in Australia one year, and that was actually really cool because it was so different because their Christmas is like summer. So there was like inflatable like Santas everywhere with like surfboards, and there'd be like reindeer like surfing and stuff. Like it was just such a completely different experience. And so that was pretty fun.
Oh, that's cool. What if you had to spend Christmas in one of your movies? Which one would it be?
Ooh. Um, Probably, I mean, probably maybe like Unwrapping Christmas, because that was such a fun movie in that, like, you had all like your girlfriends with you and owning a store together. And I mean, I guess getting snowed in with your ex is kind of weird, but like
It
but
worked out for you.
having like, yeah, I mean, listen, it could work out. And then yeah, but just like, I don't know, there's something about that movie that was fun about having the like your best girlfriends. And yeah, I personally have a lot of amazing girlfriends, so that means a lot to me. And I absolutely loved all three of them, so I would hang out with them in an instant.
And Back to the Future, Cindy's future, that is. So you just wrapped season 3 of When Hope Calls, and I know fans are eagerly and slightly impatiently awaiting any little bit of information we can get about this next season. Can you grant us an early Christmas gift and maybe share a little piece of storyline, behind the scenes detail, a release date potential, anything that would just ease that wait time for us?
That you can
Well,
share.
I don't know when it will come out, although I'm obviously it will be 2026, and I'm gonna go ahead and say like definitely in the first half of the year. Um, Probably similar to last year. And the one thing I will say is, so at the end of last season, we found out that um Nora was involved in some bribery allegations with her old boss, Carter Williams. And so we'll finally get to meet Carter Williams. And so that'll be a very interesting dynamic.
And it wouldn't be Christmas without a new Cindy Christmas movie. So your new film, There's No Place Like Christmas, is playing now on Great American Family and streaming on PureFlix. This film also reunites you with co-star Sam Page. So can you just tell us a little bit about what we have to look forward to with it?
Yeah, so Grace is my character, and she is a real estate agent, which I love, and I've never played before, so that was really cool. And she's asked to go and work at the real estate office in Evergreen Falls, which is actually where she grew up, hasn't been there in a really long time. And so she's like, okay, sure, I'll go there. And turns out that office is part of a big competition where whoever sells the most houses during the holidays wins an all expense paid trip to somewhere tropical. So they're like super gung ho, like they're really excited to win this prize. But Christmas time is also the hardest time of year to sell houses because no one's really buying during that time. So that's a really cool part of the story. And then, of course, she meets the real estate office photographer, Luke, who's played by Sam Page. And they meet in a really kind of awkward way where she ruins one of his photos he's been waiting to take for a very long time. And of course, that doesn't start them off on a good foot. And one of the parts I love about the story and about Grace's character is she's not just a real estate agent who like wants to sell, like just sell houses and just make money. Like for her, it's all about everyone has a different stage in their life when they're looking for a very specific home, like whether you just got married or whether you just had a baby or whether you're, retiring or whatever it is. Everybody's got a different stage in life when they're looking for different things. And she loves finding the perfect home for everyone depending on where they're at in their life. And she really cares about that. And so there's three specific homes in the movie that have a really big focus. And the way it all comes about with those homes is really, really cool. And I love I love that part. And Luke and Grace come together to kind of make, all of that happen. And there's a really big focus in the movie about charity and giving back during the holiday season, which like you guys are doing with this t-shirt, is in my opinion, the most important part of the holiday season. Because I mean, it's an important throughout the year in general, but especially around the holidays, there's people who aren't always in the best situation or they need a little bit more help during that time. And I love the idea that we bring a great focus to that in the movie as well. So that's really important to me in general. So to be able to bring that to life in a movie is amazing. And yeah, we had so much fun shooting it in Buffalo, New York, and we shot in the summer. It was hot as heck, but you wouldn't know it when you watch it, so that's what matters.
And that brings us to our final segment, which, since you're a returning guest, you can't play the same game again. So this is a leveled up rapid fire entitled Throne Zone. So you've done some singing, specifically in your film Crown Prince of Christmas. Would you ever record a holiday album or song?
Oh, probably not, but I never say never because crazier things have happened. But I love singing. It means so much to me. And however, I don't know. It would be a really scary already, like doing Crown Prince of Christmas was such a scary experience for me to put myself out there in that way. And I feel so proud of myself for having done that. And I feel like just doing that alone is like my ode to whatever album I would have.
If you're driving around in your car by yourself or you just need that go-to pump-up song, what would that be for you?
Ooh. I really love the song Murder on the Dance Floor. It's murder on the dance floor. But you better not get, yeah, that one or Walking on a Dream. I love that song. Walking on a Dream. How can I that one? Or of course, BSB, let's go. Quit playing games. Yeah, honestly, Backstreet Boys, everything, Spice Girls, everything. Like, I'm such a 90s gal or like early 2000s, like early 2000s, like hip hop, like I love as well, or R&B, like it's great.
Former co-star challenge. If there was an RKO competition or a fight between Randy Orton and Christopher Russell, who would win?
Wow. You know what? I'm gonna go with I think Chris Russell. Only because, okay, so Randy Orton is obviously like that's what he does. Although he does it in a fictional context. And I've seen Chris Russell at the gym. That guy is like for real. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Randy Orton is too. And I'll probably get like a bunch of people saying Randy Orton would win for sure. But I'm gonna say Chris Russell. I believe in you, Chris.
Okay, fine. My dark horse is actually that you would come in and win because you work out. I've seen you and you're small but mighty,
Thank you.
but you're killing it. So I think
Thank you.
you
Yeah.
will.
If I put my mind to it, I can do anything.
Absolutely. And also, fun fact, so years ago when I was watching your movies, my husband came in the room and he was like, "Hey, that's Randy Orton's wife from 12 Rounds too." Like he
Yes.
instantly recognized you from that, which is because we used to be huge WWE fans and we've been next to Randy Orton. His thighs
Yeah.
are enormous. He's very tall
Oh,
also.
it, I will say walking
Yeah.
down the street with Randy Orton has been the most attention I've ever seen, like with anyone. Like
Oh my
we were
God.
literally walking. First of all, he's humongous.
Yeah.
And everywhere we went, there'd be like people sticking their heads out of the car, be like, Randy, or people would be walking down the street like
Uh,
Randy Orton, or whatever they'd say, like one
yeah.
of his lines. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
wow, the fandom is real.
It is. And also, fun fact, Jesse Hutch is also in that movie. He is SWAT number one. So fun. Maybe we need a little spin-off of you two, or we need a little fight scene between the two of you in When Hope Calls. I'm just saying. I like all
I
these
would
little.
love to do a movie with Jesse Hutch. I love Jesse so much, but the person I love even more than Jesse is his wife. His wife is honestly the sweetest, most amazing, and hilarious person. Yeah, I would love to work with Jesse. That would be so fun. Maybe not like fight him, but like maybe like fall in love with him in a movie. I don't know.
Yes, please. Any, all of the above. Yes.
Yeah.
We've seen you act and produce. Will there be some writing and directing in your future?
Yeah, I actually have written like for a couple years I've written some stuff. I had a writing partner. We kind of took a pause from that. I certainly think that, it will come to life again at some point. But directing is definitely something I would absolutely love to pursue more of, and to just like take a different step in the industry and like see it from behind the camera, so to speak. So yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed that that will happen. I certainly would love for it to happen. It's just I feel like a matter of timing.
Maybe an episode of When Hope Calls
I
or
mean, wouldn't that be amazing and perfect? Truly.
yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
And to conclude, a special holiday wish from Miss Cindy Busby.
A holiday wish. My holiday wish for everyone is to really slow things down and allow yourself to really be still with yourself and with those that you love, and really reconnect by disconnecting from the external world and really like focus on yourself and your core group of people in your life. I think that there's so much distraction and there's so much happening all the time, and there's this very like busy mentality, and I feel like there's so much gold in the slowing down and the surrendering. And there's so much valuable information in that when you really take the time, and that can be lost sometimes in the hustle and bustle. So just slow it down and see what happens.
And that wraps up a very Cindy Christmas, our bonus holiday edition of Crown Chats. Thank you so much for joining us. If you love what you're seeing, please do me a favor and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And of course, follow me, Haley, at Crown the Halls on Instagram. And don't forget about our sweet merch with Dressing Festive. You can find that linked here in the episode as well as in my Instagram bio. The t-shirt that Cindy is so gorgeously wearing is also part of that collection. All of the proceeds from that specific shirt will be donated to Toys for Tots. So please shop and support our mission. Until next time, wear your crown. Your crown may tilt, may it never fall, but you are beautiful and you are strong.